Breaking news. The next NATO member to renounce its 200-year neutrality will send troops to the border with Russia. The Swedish government has pledged to deploy ground combat units to participate in alliance operations near Russia's border, after sitting on the sidelines until Hungary and Turkey abandoned their opposition to Stockholm's admission. Without waiting for the two dissident alliance parliaments in Ankara and Budapest to ratify its membership bid, Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson announced on Monday that Stockholm will deploy Swedish troops to Latvia on NATO's eastern flank. Kristersson stated that Russia's aggressive conflict against Ukraine casts a shadow over Sweden and its neighbors. But Russia's threats, disinformation and cyberattacks are an attempt to destabilize the whole of Europe. In addition to our involvement in NATO's Baltic air policing and our willingness to work with other countries to strengthen Europe's air defense, I stated last year that Sweden was prepared to send ground combat units to help defend the Baltic nations. The government plans to send a reduced battalion to join the Canadian-led soldiers in Latvia. As I can announce today, the size and strength of the Swedish contingent are still up in the air. The Swedish newspaper Dagens Nyheter said that 800 soldiers backed by armored vehicles will make up the group, citing unnamed military sources. The force might be deployed by early 2025, according to Swedish Army Chief Johnny Lindfors, who previously spoke to the publication. In order to obtain a comment, Newsweek has sent an email to the Swedish Defense Ministry. This battalion-sized battle group, which is being led by Canada, is one of 4 such formations stationed in the Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland, and is designed to serve as the initial line of defense in the event of a future ground invasion by Russia. The Swedish Army will be joining this organization. Andris Spruds, the defense minister of Latvia, expressed his approval of Stockholm's decision. We are pleased with this important decision, which, together with the upcoming admission of Sweden to NATO, will become a significant investment in strengthening regional security and the defense of Latvia, he wrote on X, which used to be Twitter. Albania, Canada, the Czech Republic, Italy, Montenegro, Poland, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Spain are now represented in the battle group led by Canada. There are approximately 4,000 men in the force, and they are based out of the Adatsi military camp, which is located near Riga, the capital, and about 125 miles from the Russian border. Following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, NATO states have been focusing on enhancing the size and capabilities of their battle groups. The alliance's previous plan to use the EFP units as an early warning system, a tripwire, was to use them minimally armed and vulnerable to Russian attacks. Rather, the heads of NATO have stated their intention to challenge every inch of alliance territory. Tensions between Sweden and Turkey have delayed the country's admission to NATO, meaning it is still waiting to become the organization's 32nd member. Despite Prime Minister Viktor Orban's expected acquiescence following Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's withdrawal of opposition, the Hungarian parliament is postponing ratification of Stockholm's bid. In response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Finland and Sweden have started the NATO membership process. Though Stockholm has long coordinated closely with NATO, is a member of the European Union, and has been involved in several foreign military operations including the Afghanistan War, NATO-led peacekeeping after the Bosnia War, and the alliance intervention in the Libyan civil war. For Sweden, this meant ending 200 years of neutrality. Kristersson announced on Monday that, in order to meet NATO's spending goal of 2% of GDP, his government is planning to increase defense spending by around $2.60 billion. Defense expenditure will have doubled between 2020 and 2024. And with greater resources comes a greater responsibility to use them effectively, the head of state stated. Defending Sweden in war is our defining task. In response to Finland and Sweden's decision to pivot toward NATO membership, Russian leaders have warned them on multiple occasions. President Vladimir Putin stated last summer that Russia does not have the same problems with Sweden and Finland as it does with Ukraine. Finland and Sweden have the option to join if they so desire. Their decision is final. Anything they want to join, they can do, he went on to say. If military contingents and military infrastructure were deployed there, we would be obliged to respond symmetrically and raise the same threats for those territories where threats have arisen for us.